Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and get this part 2 done about the arrest when my daughter was arrested. And no, not this one, baby. Hold on. So, anyways, I began to start when my stepdad told me she was in jail, and I started calling the jail, and I'm trying to find out information, and I'm getting the runaround, and they're being rude, and it was just like a nightmare, and my stepdad is somehow tied in with these very, very corrupt police officers. This is the most corrupt county that I have ever seen in my life, seen in my life, when I tell you that. The jail is corrupt, the courts are corrupt, the lawyers are corrupt, the CPS is corrupt, they're all corrupt. But anyways, so she's in jail. They held her for 3 days without a phone call home to anyone. She wasn't allowed to call her husband. She wasn't allowed to call her mother. She wasn't allowed to call anybody. They told her that she wasn't going to get a phone call until she gave them some information. They told her that they told her there was a bond set, that her mom just wasn't wanting to get her out. That I didn't want her to get out of jail. That was never the case. The whole time I was awaiting for them to set bond so we could bail her out. And so we went through this whole thing, and so my mom just lets go on me, and she starts screaming at me about, you always do this, and I said, always do what, Mom? And she said that I always think that I always end up to be wrong, and I'm trying to defend her, and and here she did have drugs on her. And I said, Mom, I don't care. I don't care if she has drugs on her. I said, I know what she does. I'm very aware of it. I said, no, you think I'm not, but I am. No! This child, I swear. Anyways, so it wasn't that was even a surprise or whatever. I knew, I knew she needed to get help and all that. No big surprise, right? I wasn't going to change anything. It wasn't going to make me not be there for her. It wasn't going to make me not have her back. I'm her mom. And I'm having to tell my own mother this, okay? Her grandmother. And now she did help bail her out. I paid all the money back, every penny. But she did help me bail her out as far as getting the money together. But that's what she does, because she wants other people to see her as she rescued someone. I am so thankful today, that I was not raised by her. It's the only way I can even, my late husband, Ron, he used to tell me all the time that he was amazed that I had turned out the way that I did, that I wasn't an abuser, that I wasn't unforgiving, that I was kind, I was generous. I had all of these good qualities, and all he could see from what I came from was bad and abuse. He called it out with my mom within 2 dates of dating me, and was trying to, not to move me in with him now, but to get me into my own apartment, was helping me financially to get me out of my own mother's house, because he felt so sorry for me to be stuck there. Because, you do what you got to do when you leave an abuser. And I had left my ex-husband a year before that, but he just would not let up on me being anywhere in vicinity where he could reach the kids and all that. So I felt that at the time that coming to Mississippi was the best choice. I don't know long term. Sometimes I regret coming here. Sometimes I think it was what was meant to happen. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't. But I do believe, though, that God put you where you need to be. So for some reason, God decided that I was supposed to be here, because as clear as it was to me, I walked into my office one day, got into work, went to my office, and my best friend came in my office, and I said, I'm going to go to Mississippi. It just came out of nowhere. And, there was things going on that warranted me to leave, but, I never had a desire to go to Mississippi again. Not after I left here in 2004. When I came in 2004, I literally almost killed myself when I was here. My mom kept my life in hell. She kept things going. She threatened me. She lied about me. She just did all types of shit. And while in church, and the only drugs I was on was pain medication. My adult children, they have no recollection of me raising them on drugs. None, because it didn't happen. But my mother told everyone it did. From the time that I was pregnant with my adult son, who is in his late 20s right now, she told everyone that I was on crack when I was pregnant with him, that he was a crack baby and all this. He was a 9-pound baby. Okay. He was not on freaking crack. I wasn't on freaking crack. I mean, this stuff, and this was all because she had hooked up with a dude in Mississippi, cheating on her husband, and when he got in trouble, he told her that we were all doing crack. Now, he might have been, hell, even my ex-husband might have been, but I was not. And I was very sheltered growing up, and I was very naive when it came to things like that. But I was too afraid to try using drugs. I drank. That was it. Not while I was pregnant, though. That was done. I wanted to take him out, honey. But even through that, that was where the abuse had started with my ex-husband, was when we were living in Mississippi. And he was so abusive to me. I mean, so freaking abusive to me, mentally. He would do humiliation in front of people, to hitting me, choking me, just all types of stuff. And she was right there and did nothing, right there, and didn't even see a problem with her daughter being abused by a grown-ass man. And I was nothing but a teenager when I was down here at that time. I was 19 years old. I was a kid. Just like one day, this is where I'm going to cut my story. My daughter did get out of jail. I bonded her out. She did have drugs on her. Very little, but she did. And then she got court supervision for it, and she successfully completed her court supervision. She got some sobriety under her belt and stuff like that for a while, and all that kind of thing. I'm not going to really divulge much of her personal information, other than that's all everyone knows. So anything that's beyond what everyone knows, I'm not going to get into. Not at this time, anyways. But so long story short is this: my mom is now currently has ran her mouth to, which she's not had a conversation with me. This is the thing about it. Not even a conversation with me, not checking on me, nada. I just got done 2 months ago moving 150 miles away from her. Kaya, get in this house now. Now. I was moved 150 miles away from her to get away from them. Get away from Tishomingo County, to get away from a lot of things. And including that my son has been with his Nana since the move. And that's not my mother. That's my late husband's mother. And so no, I said no, Kaya. Do not continue to do something I said no to. And so anyways, she has gone and told my daughter that lives in Indiana, my ex-husband, and then our whole family in Arkansas, because my family in Arkansas has now told my aunt that lives in Illinois all this stuff about how I'm on drugs. Oh, me and my other daughter, that we're supposedly on drugs, and just a bunch of lies. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to get into the details because it involves minors. Meaning not about drugs, but I mean her story, her facade, or whatever you want to call it. It involves children that I don't want to be harmed in any way, or attacked in any way, or anything in a negative level. It is just unbelievable to me that she has and the crazy thing is, and my husband says this all the time, I do not bother anyone. I do not, and I don't do anything. I don't do anything at all that would get me in trouble at all. Nothing. I stay home and take care of kids, and